right here waiting for you when you ready. But when you do come back, guess what? The price just went up.
Yeah. Because now you're desperate.
You cannot exactly. You know what I'm saying? Until I'm not anti-white, and I'm not pro-black. I'm pro-humanity. I'm pro-mankind. I'm trying to strengthen my spirit up, because this is not my permanent residence here on this planet. You see what I'm saying? I'm already knowing that whatever it is I can't take with me when I go to the grave. You know what I'm saying? So I'm cool on that. You know what I'm saying? So it's about what happens after that. And during the time, helping people along the way. But how can you help someone if you're drowning in a lake with somebody else? Both of y'all drowning. How y'all gonna save each other?
Both of y'all bound to drown.
Or if you can swim and this person they can't, you can carry them so far, depending on how far you out. You might be able to take the person and say you might have enough strength. God will give you enough to save them. But then again, you might not.
Yeah, you just never know.
But exactly. But I'm gonna say this, and I know it might piss people off. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to make. That's not what I'm here. This is Think About It Radio. We keep it 100 here. Until you guys come up with is a few things, 4 things. Until you come up with the ability to produce every single thing that you need. That means materials to build buildings. That means medication, doctors, places. You're talking about the things that's going on in the country where it'll take a collective effort to do certain
Definitely
things.
Definitely going to take a collective effort.
You know what I'm saying? But until you can produce everything, you don't have a chance.
Well, you're not ready. You're not ready. Because as you say right now, Walmart, we don't want to, y'all don't want, no more. You can't come in the store. What you mean? No more. So whatever Walmart got, you better find a way to go get it. Because what if some other people down, hey, they closing doors? Hey, Jovi's, we closing doors. Brishers, we closing doors. All the stuff. So what are you going to do? As you say, at the end of the day, yeah, you can be angry, mad, pissed off, and all of that may be valid. But what can you do?
Exactly. See, and without producing anything.
Producing.
You know what I'm saying? My thing is how could you have a mindset to receive something and you're not producing anything? All you are is just you're a crying, annoying voice until the point to where you've cried so much that the people or the person that you're crying to, they don't even hear you no more. They done tuned you out.
And it was something you just said, though. Because you don't produce, manufacture, and only a consumer, then you become annoying that you say your voice eventually, that don't even matter what they got to say because you don't own, manufacture, produce. So it's like a little net, right? You just flying it around because you can be mad, but you still going to come back and deal with me. You may be mad dealing with me, but you still going to come back and deal with me.
Exactly. You still gonna have to, like I say, you got a car. You know what I'm saying? If you're driving a car, you on public transportation. You know what I'm saying? In some kind of way, you're gonna have to deal with these folks. And we don't just just like our country, we do business with other countries, export imports. You know what I'm saying? That's the way of the world. It's just how stuff goes. You don't understand things. You need to start digging and doing research for yourself instead of just getting snippets and a little bit of information from mainstream media, because that's what their job is to do, is to brainwash you and program you and get you to thinking, if things don't go this way, it's because of this. No, it's not because people are racist or that you have different views. Yeah, Democrats had the White House for 8 years. Okay, why are you still angry? Why are you still saying that? Okay, then why are black men, young black men, innocent young black men getting killed by police? And it's just not black men that's getting killed by police. Hell, there's white men. But see, the mainstream media does not put that out there in those numbers because it doesn't play into the narrative. They want to keep you in a bucket because you're no threat to them. You don't produce. Excuse me, I'm starting to get too passionate. but you don't produce anything. Therefore, you do not have any power.
So
okay?
That's why.
So you don't. That's
why you
nothing.
have to say Black Lives Matter,
exactly.
right? You got to remind them that they matter.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, all lives should matter.
Exactly. No, but I'm proving your point. I'm just saying, though, man. I mean, I see what you're saying, though. They're like, yeah, we matter. But because you don't produce, manufacture, and 100% consumers, no, you don't.
Exactly. We hear you, but shut up.
Yeah. And that's exactly. And you see that, right?
But do something about it. You can't just you can't muscle your way. You can't force it. And I saw something on TV was earlier, man, it was disturbing. Young, kids beating up on a white guy. We don't know what he said, but of course, maybe it's saying because he was a Trump supporter or whatever the deal is. But dude, listen, that's not gonna get you. Let me before I even finish that. It's gonna get you what you want. If that's how y'all gonna do it, keep on, and you're gonna get exactly what you feared, because you're gonna create your reality. You cannot. What law or spiritual law or godly law gives you the right to go around bashing and attacking somebody because they have a different opinion than you?
No matter who.
But that makes you a better person? No, it doesn't. It makes you a piece of crap. That's what it does. And in situations like that, I blame. I'll go back to the parenting, the things that we're teaching and not teaching our children. You know what I'm saying? The men needs to. It's not a rehabilitation deal. It has to be in a spiritual enlightenment. In order to open a person out, you can't train this kind of stuff, man.
Bruh, it ain't rehabilitation; it's participation.
You can't do it. You know what I'm saying? But we don't produce anything. Therefore, we have no power. Then we have no strategy, and you have no plan.
Right now.
Why would you go into a fight with none of that?
Right.
You cannot go to war with none of that and expect victory? Are you serious?
No, all you can expect is war. That's it.
No, all you're going to expect is, to get sent back home. Mm-hmm. Now, you might get sent back in a box, or you might get sent back running.
You know what? Here's my question. I got a question for you. Right now,
mm-hmm.
If they came to you and say, you know what, Mr. Breezy, we as white America, the establishment, or whatever, right? We are sorry for how we done treated you and your people. We're sorry. We apologize. We want to do something about it. We want to make it right. You remember that 40 acres and a mule we promised a long, long time ago? Well, we're not going to actually give you 40 acres and a mule. We're going to give you the value, right, of what 40 acres and a mule would be, right? And depending on where you stay at, that can be $500,000 to $1 million or whatever, right? Depending on where you live at. Now, we're going to get this to you, Mr. Breezy. We don't want to hear shit else from you. We don't want you complaining no more. We don't want you whining no more. We're done. Don't you come in our stores no more. Don't buy our products no more. We're going to set you up, Mr. Breezy. You and all your people, everybody that got a problem with how this thing is, we're going to set you up. Leave us alone. Don't bother us no more. How do you think that? How do you think that would work, though, man?
Well, for a few seconds, or maybe even a couple of minutes, it'll be a party going on.
Party.
Okay. So it'll be a celebration, and then somebody at some point in the midst of the festivities is gonna come out and say, "Hey, man, well, how we gonna survive? What we gonna do? What we gonna get food? What we gonna do with this? How are we gonna start producing? How are we gonna be able to take care of ourselves now?
We got remember, we through with y'all.
We got we got the value of and we done been put in our own little spot.
Yeah.
Okay. Then what's gonna happen is go from excitement to, well, wait a minute, man, we didn't think about that. now comes confusion. Well, what are we gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
Then panic is gonna set in. People gonna start all tripping, this, that, and hey, everybody calm down, everybody calm. So then out of all that, a leader has to rise up.
A leader has to rise.
You know what I'm saying? And lead the people.
See, that's why I think we steady go forward, get a little bit of progress, right? They kill off the leader, and then it stalls, right? Then we get a little bit further, and then they grab somebody else. I think if we say we want to get further as a people, as a culture or whatever, I don't say we need a leader. We need leaders, right? So if you take one out, you got another one right there. If you have discourse with this one, you got another one pop up, right? Rather than get a little bit, we got to wait for somebody else to come lead us. What we going to do? And then you wait. And then you get you another leader, and we waiting again.
Yep, but even in a utopia like that, I mean, it's still going to be corruption. Mm-hmm. You know, we can go back even a step further, okay, and say, all right, well, you know, folks now, I've said this before, you know, all these folks, you know, talking about what happened with slavery. Well, none of us slaves or mamas or even grandparents were slaves, ones who were before them, okay? Well, unless the Anglo-Saxons went to Africa and Egypt and the Arab Emirates, you know, countries, and started setting nets and putting carrots out to trap people, okay? How did we get from there to in their possession in the first place? They had to get authorization from somebody. You can't just gonna come in and start, you know, kidnapping people by the thousands. You know what I'm saying? And word don't get back up to, you know, to the big boss and say, hey man, you know, we done lost, you know what I'm saying, we done lost 10 villages, you know, like in the South, and it looks like they're on their way up north. No, it didn't happen that way, you know. But it's time over for that. You know, people are crying for 400 years, 200 years. How much crying you gonna do? You know, you're teaching your kids how to cry. You know, the kids, a lot of them, and I taught, you know, hey, go to work. When you old enough, you're 13, 14 years old, 15 years old, get a job. You know what I'm saying? Part-time job. You can go to school and do that. If you're not in sports, you know, do something. Start learning how to produce instead of sitting up buying them stuff all the time. Oh, the latest phone come out. Oh, I want that phone. Well, get you a job and get it. Oh, no, I ain't going to do that.
But then you don't want that phone.
Money. You know what I'm saying? Then you don't want the phone.
Then you don't want the phone. That's what my parents would have told me.
You hungry. Okay, you hungry. Well, I don't want to eat that. I want some nuggets.
Then
you know, we ain't eat nuggets tonight. You know what I'm saying? With this item cook, you finna eat. Well, I don't want that. Well, then you ain't hungry.
Can't be. Can't be. Folks be like, jokers be like, I'm thirsty. Oh, it's some water in there.
Because we too busy. We too busy. You know what I'm saying? Giving. Just you lying and I can't say how I won't say it, but you're lying. You're doing a disservice to your children, man.
You said how you want to say it, man. I can put a parental advisory on it, man. So you can say how you want to say it.
I'm just saying, man. You know, because I don't want people to be turned off and like, oh, well, he can't get his point across. But no, it's ridiculous in the thinking. It's like if you sit down and just think about this for a minute. Okay, what is it that you can do for yourself?
Nothing.
What can you do for yourself?
Nothing, Mr. Breezy. You can't do nothing for yourself. You know why?
One of us. Mm-hmm.
Because you're steady being told you need somebody to do it for you. You can't do nothing for yourself. Brainwash, right?
Well, yeah.
Indoctrination.
Well, reality come, what was that, Wednesday morning? You know what I'm saying? Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. Reality is a cold-hearted bitch. Because this is what happens in the real world. You don't always get your way. And when you don't get your way, you can't go and start tearing up shit. Now, if you want to, you can tear your stuff up all day. But I dare you to take that across town. Go over there. Go over inside town or even downtown.
You're not.
And start raising and say we some tab stuff. I bet you won't.
No. You're not gonna touch a leaf on a tree over that Mama Jama because they're ready. You're not happy. Yeah. You can tear all that up.
And they everywhere. They all around you. You know what I'm saying? It could be your neighbor or anything, man. These folks are everywhere. That's what I'm saying. We don't people keep trying to divide themselves. We divide up in groups and stuff. And and then there's the other thing. The Mexicans. Don't call them Mexicans. Mexicans